They say Nigeria is too rich to be poor and too poor to be rich. Why has the country stagnated on the path towards development? Listen to The Conduit on Vision FM 92.1 Abuja every Thursday at 9 a.m. as we explore issues around illicit financial flows in Nigeria, government's regulatory and policy frameworks, and offer practical recommendations to addressing the economic problem. The Conduit is powered by the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, with support from Trust Africa.
Glad to have you this morning on The Conduit. The Conduit is a program that comes to you right here on the Vision of the Nation's Capital 92.1, and it is sponsored by the Center for Democracy and Development in support with Trust Africa. And today on the program we'll be discussing strengthening and enhancing the management of asset recovery in Nigeria, and the focus happens to be the Abacha loot. My name is Omleha Ode, and in the studio this morning we have as resource person Babatunde Oluwajo, anti-corruption advisor through Civility, Accountability, Integrity. Good to have you this morning. I beg your pardon? Thank you very much. Correction noted. Nigeria actually experienced reasonable progress in asset repatriation of illicit stolen funds from its jurisdiction, although there is need for the creation of mechanism both national and at international levels. At the global level, the last couple of years witnessed two key events and the initiatives with obvious prospects for the country in recovering illicit assets concealed in safe haven. The first was the London Anti-Corruption Summit in May 2016 and the inauguration of Global Forum on Asset Recovery, GFAR, which was hosted by the United Kingdom and the United States of America in Washington, D.C. in December 2017. The forum focused on 4 priority countries, and these include Nigeria, Sri Lanka, Tunisia, and Ukraine. The forum significantly witnessed the signing of the MOU for the repatriation of the 322.5 million Abacha loot from Switzerland and the inclusion of non-governmental stakeholders, CSOs, in the return, management, and utilization of assets repatriated. And the forum also emphasized on 10 principles for disposition and transfer of confiscated assets in corruption cases, framework and commitment of the London Anti-Corruption Summit in the area of asset recovery. Currently, government representations in the Abacha loot case in Switzerland and lead law firms in the recovery efforts initiated a 12 jurisdiction through mutual assistance and criminal proceedings to recover public funds embezzled by former dictator Sani Abacha and his family, which was actually estimated between $3 to $5 billion. Approximately $2 billion have been frozen and more than $1 billion has been repatriated back to Nigeria, which seems to have been poorly managed in the past. These backdrops on the need to monitor recovered assets raised necessary questions concerning the management and utilization of recovered assets in Nigeria, brought about the recent momentum by CSOs and citizens dialogue on post-GFAR roadmap to chart a course for legal, institutional, and broader reforms in asset recovery and utilization in Nigeria. And it brings us to today's discussion on strengthening and enhancing the management of asset recovery in Nigeria. And our resource person I told you earlier is Babatunde Oluwajo. He is of the Integrity. Okay, I think I've already lost that already. I beg your pardon, sir. Thank you very much, the Integrity Organization. Okay, when we look at asset recovery in relation to what we're discussing today, strengthening and enhancing the management of asset recovery in Nigeria, to what extent do you think, will you say we're actually making progress?
Well, I would say that progress has been made, but the question is that have we made enough progress? I mean, compared to before the advent of the UN Convention Against Corruption, which was the first internationally binding, provision, not just against corruption, but for recovery of assets, international cooperation. I mean, there was no internationally binding framework for recovery of looted assets. So we have made some progress. The AU Convention against Corruption equally made certain provisions. The same thing for the ECOWAS Protocol against Corruption. There are provisions for international cooperation, and international cooperation is a precursor to, for our asset recovery. Because if there are no international cooperation between different jurisdictions, you cannot initiate that process for the recovery of looted assets. You cannot even trace it in the first place. So some progress have been made. We cannot deny that. And I think even the UK, the GIFA, the Global Forum on Asset Recovery, is equally a natural, advance on the provisions of the UNCAC as well as these other regional, the regional instruments against corruption. So I think we have made some major progress, landmark progress. But the question is that can we do more? Are there room for improvement? I would say yes, there are rooms for improvement.
All right. When we talk about recovering of assets, what's the essence of it? Does it really play a significant role in financing development?
It is a major, currently in the current global milieu, it's a major source for development, for development financing. Because let us take a step backward. What is the source of assets that you want to recover? These are assets. These are resources that ordinarily should be invested in development in various jurisdictions and various countries, but which have been mismanaged, looted, stolen, either by dictators, by bureaucrats, who have taken advantage of the fact that prior to this period, there were no international binding commitments by countries to prevent people from moving illicit funds from one jurisdiction to the other, taking advantage of the mismatches between laws in various jurisdictions. And what that simply means is that money meant for education, money meant for infrastructure, money meant for health, maternal health, child health, money meant for, basic, housing, water, are being looted. And in the case of you and I as Nigerians, we have seen this, that despite the fantabulous money we have made from oil from the early 60s to date, what you have seen in terms of developmental outcome is not commensurate. It therefore means that we have had a good substantial part of our resources looted, and by the conservative estimate of the UNODC, we are talking of about as much as $500 billion has been looted. So imagine what this can translate to in terms of developmental outcome. It therefore means that if the resources are permanently lost, we are going to have developmental challenges. But if we can get them back, we can now start to plow this into critical sectors of our economy. So it is a major source of developmental financing. And in a country like Nigeria, where international development is probably less than 1% of our GDP, what we have lost in terms of looted funds, looted assets that are outside Nigeria is far, far much than what even developmental assistance or development assistance can give us. It therefore means that assets stolen and recovered remains a potential source of development financing.
Right. We're actually focusing on Abacha loot. I think it might even be, okay, in fact, that's the focus in general. But currently, repatriated Abacha loot was to be integrated into social safety net program, which will be disbursed to poor vulnerable households. What's your take on this decision?
I think we will put that money to better use. I think the whole idea of this putting to giving to 5,000 to some households is nothing other than just an attempt to finance a 2019 election through the back door by the current government. There are better ways you can put that money to use. The solution to poverty is not handouts. I understand the fact that at critical points, handouts may be of importance to households who are in critical poverty. For example, given the current state of insurgency in the country, given the current state of Fulani herdsmen attack all over the place, there may be people who need such assistance. But in the long run, if the focus is about poverty elevation and poverty eradication, it's not about handouts. It's about investment in critical infrastructure that can assist the poor to be able to find a means of any livelihood for themselves, sustainable livelihood. 5,000 naira for over 12 months is not sustainable. It is even for the poorest of the poor. It is not a sustainable way of addressing poverty. Some of these persons are farmers who cannot even move out their produce from the hinterland because the road, there are no roads. Some of them are people who are even, who need just ordinary basic electricity to work as vulcanizers, as welders, who don't have access to power. So what we need is investment in the critical infrastructure in our nation, not handouts. And then come to, between you and I, let's ask ourselves, have you met any, me personally, I have not met a single household who is a beneficiary of this conditional cash transfer. Because we all know, given our politics of patronage, what will happen is that it is the local politicians in the communities who go and recruit their party members who become beneficiaries. So ultimately, those who really need to benefit may not benefit. I don't think that's the way to go. This government is only trying to finance the next election through the back door by saying he wants to give he wants to give 5,000 to some unknown household over the next period. Let us invest this money in critical infrastructure that you and I can mention, that we can monitor.
Okay, what if this government actually decided to consider the population of Nigeria, looking at us as over 190 million people, and decided to give maybe $1 million to individuals? What would you have to say as regards that? Because this loot is over $1 billion.
Sorry, maybe you need to rephrase that so that I will be sure I'm targeting the question.
Okay, again, Nigeria will seem to be with a population of over 190 million.
Yes.
And what if the country or the government had decided that this loot should actually be disbursed in millions to Nigerians, looking at all these individuals, not even household, looking at these individuals, and maybe give $1 million naira and all of that? Will that have actually helped with entrepreneurship?
We have an experience during the Doji Awards. We know how just basic salary increases triggered inflation in this country and almost practically mess up our economy. You don't empower your economy by giving handouts. It is about investing in critical sectors, critical infrastructures that can assist your citizens to realize their full potentials. That is the way economies develop. Nobody develops. In fact, in terms of handout and cash gift, probably if it is that what develops the economy, some countries in the Middle East will be the most developed. But they are not. Today they themselves are beginning to rejig their economy. To know that the way you develop economy, your economy is not by handouts, it's by ensuring that your citizens, you develop them, then they can in turn become your human capital that will develop your economy. And by developing your economy will become transformed from basic production to secondary and to secondary production and tertiary production, which is how people add value. What we should be doing is about investing our economy to the point where we don't export crude oil again. We start adding value to our crude oil, and crude oil does not leave the ICs of our shores and go away as crude oil, but rather it is brought back into the country. We will add value to it. And you know how many products you can get from crude oil? That's the type of thing we should be thinking about. We should invest in our economy to the point that we stop flaring gas. We should invest in our economy that we can use bitumen that we have in Ondo State and other places. We can transform them and we can therefore possibly affect the Western, the ECOWAS sub-region, and from there we can take it forward, even to the whole of the African continent. That is what you call investment in human capital. It is not handouts that transform any economy. What the best handout can do is that you increase consumption, and then by the time you increase consumption and you don't even produce, you're only empowering foreign countries. And that's what we have been doing from independence to date. We are just a country of consumption to the point that we even import something as basic as toothpick and even water. Is that how we want to continue? Is that the way to develop our economy? Our industries are dying, roads are not working, no railways. You hear one day where just one tanker will destroy over 50-something cars. and uncountable number of people dead. That's not the way you develop your economy. We should get to the point where we have no reason to have tanker on the highway.
Thank you very much, Babatunde Rajo. We'll take a break right here, and once we come back, the Conduit continue statements.
They say Nigeria is too rich to be poor and too poor to be rich. Why has the country stagnated on the path towards development? Listen to The Conduit on Vision FM 92.1 Abuja every Thursday at 9 a.m. as we explore issues around illicit financial flows in Nigeria, government's regulatory and policy frameworks, and offer practical recommendations to addressing the economic problem. The Conduit is powered by the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, with support from Trust Africa.
And it's good to have you right back on the Conduit this morning. We happen to be discussing strengthening and enhancing the management of asset recovery in Nigeria with focus on the Abacha loot. And we still have as resource person Babatunde Oluwajo, Anti-Corruption Advisor, Integrity Organization. The phone lines are open right now for you to call in and make a contribution just in case you want to be part of the program. The numbers are 080-911-27352 or 080-25140627. You could also send a message to the SMS portal. The number is 33538. This is the Conduit. Okay, still on our focus this morning. Is there currently a framework to effectively manage recovered assets in Nigeria?
And some persons have been pushing that we should have an entity set up basically to manage recovered assets. Because if you look all over Nigeria, you find asset agencies that are rotting away. All over, take Abuja for example. There's a major hotel that was recovered from a former governor from one of the states that is rotting away right now. Multi-billion property. You just put around the neighborhood I live, I can number 2, 3.
Okay, permit me to come back to this question. Let me take this call. Hello, good morning.
Oh, good morning, Madam Mariam.
This is Omleha Ode. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Your voice sounds like Mariam, sorry.
Thank you.
My name is Ibrahim. I'm calling from the Central District area, Abuja.
Okay, Brian, what's your surname?
Ibrahim Modibo is my name.
Please go on.
Hello?
Please go on. We can hear you.
Are you hearing me?
We can hear you. Please go on, Ibrahim Modibo.
All right, very good. I think I don't want to align myself with your guest on this matter. Simply because if you look at Nigeria today, any money that are being poured into the government coffers, honestly, as we tell you, it goes back to the same thieves that have been stealing all our commonwealth. Let the masses also enjoy. I can never be a beneficiary in this matter. So I'm not talking because maybe I have any selfish issue. No. But the fact is, all these people that are talking about flowing into the government, they are the same, especially members of the House of Reps and all these legislators. They are the same people that will lose the economy. Why is it that if they have budget, they always panic? Why are they not thinking about the masses? Why are they not thinking about building infrastructure? They only be thinking about buying new cars, marrying more wives, and doing other things. So I strongly believe that the Nigerian masses have the right to also enjoy this money because it's also part of the common patrimony. Let it be shared to the masses, the poor people and the downtrodden. May God bless this country.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim Modibo, for your contribution this morning. The numbers are still open and you can call in and make a contribution. As regards what we are discussing this morning, we happen to be talking about assets recovery. Strengthening and enhancing the management of asset recovery in Nigeria with focus on the Abacha loot. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Omleha.
Glad to have you. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Hamza Abdul. I'm calling from Barimpa.
All right, Hamza.
Good morning, our resource person there.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I tend to completely agree with you. Unfortunately, I agree with you completely. Our institutions, especially government, they are not investing. There is no government all over the world that does not invest. Americans invest, even in Nigeria. Their investment in Nigeria serves as a foreign focus to developing countries. As you rightly said, that hotel in central area in Abuja here, they have laid off more than 100 workers. If that hotel were put into use, you will find that it will go a long way to reduce unemployment. So also so many institutions like textile factories, river basin development that cut across the country, cocoa farms that are government institutions, and what have you. So rightly, sharing this money, how long are Nigerians going to be depending on begging money that they have gotten freely? One speaker said they use the money for marriages and all. Well, that is their priority. If you give me money, which I have not worked for, I will share other priorities and look for what my comfort. So I am saying that the government invest. This is the only country I have traveled far and wide. You cannot drive right into the city, capital city of any country, without paying toll gate. You must pay fee. But in Abuja here, all Dick and Harry drives into the city and drives out without. How do you get money for maintaining the roads? We are talking of infrastructure. Infrastructure are being developed in Abuja. What about the rural areas? Get out to Kuje, get out to Abacha, get out to Buhari. What are we talking about? These infrastructures must be put into use and revenue generated through them and augment the government resources. We are tired of spreading money, like giving money as cash to people who do not deserve it. How do you prioritize those who are needy? I'm also one of those who need government help. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Hamza Abdul, for your contribution this morning. This is still the Conduit, and we are discussing strengthening and enhancing the management of asset recovery in Nigeria with focus on the Abacha route. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Glad to have you. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, my name's Aminu Garbasani, calling from Sky Memorial Complex.
All
in
right.
view of your discussion this morning, I think the guy over there have said it all. It's unfortunate for us to have the sitting government to change average youth, elected for them to have change in their lifestyle, in their way of living and what have you. But at the same time, money that comes from the looted money from the treasury being given out like that without making an investment. Let me use the reference from Hamza Abdul, as he made mention textile industry within his own contribution. My profession, I am industrial textile professional. I approached Bank of Industry. The criticality there, you as a citizen, would be very difficult for you to even access the loan for either having the needs of the material for you to start off. At the same time, using Nexim is another problem. You have to look for an individual. Nigeria is the only country that it will be very difficult for you to establish a private sector, establish locally, unless it will have someone. It's either for you to decide it and leave the country, go to other country and contribute your own quota. And unfortunately to say, the middle class in Nigeria have not less than 70% by population. Instead of government to invest in them, instead of government to bring private sector, in fact, in textile, with my skill today, if I have an opportunity in less than 5 years, I can generate not less than 40,000 job opportunities. With not less than 50 different departments in that sector alone. China learned from us as of 1970. China today is secondarial, the S3 secondarial is a productive to that country. I think it's high time for the sitting government to understand why masses came out massively to look for the change and then say, we have crossed this old man. I know he cannot be, an individual will not make a government. But seriously, history will remember the person that makes the forest to be the city, not the person that makes the city to be the forest. Thank you. This is my contribution.
Thank you very much, Aminu Garba Sani, for your contribution this morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, hello, good morning. Madam.
Thank you very much. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Barista Hassan Omolo. I'm calling from Airport Road.
Okay, Barista Hassan, go on.
Yeah. You see, that is saying that it's better to teach the populace how to fish than to give them fish. I can tell you that if you made the mistake of ever distributing the Abacha loot and other, derivatives from the sale of assets, of stolen assets, you shall regret it. Because with time, within a space of 6 months, you don't know what happens to that money. Understand? So I believe that the best thing we should do as a country is to concentrate on establishing long-term projects that will benefit not just this generation of Nigerians, but also future generations of Nigerians. That is in terms of education, in terms of hospitals, in terms of the establishment of entrepreneurial centers, enhance agriculture, something that will benefit all Nigerians on a continual basis. It's not that you just give money to people and they go on a spending spree. And at the end of the day, you cannot tell you how they spend the money. Even General Abacha himself, he had long-term vision for this country. Has any government ever replicated the Guanimpa housing estate anywhere in the federation? The Guanimpa housing estate is one of, in fact, it is the largest in sub-Saharan Africa. It is largest. The wife of Abacha, established the national institute that we're now using as our national. So I believe that instead of just distributing money among people, I don't know where the money are going to. You just pour money into a deep hole. I don't know what we should invest in long-term projects that will benefit not just our generation, but future generations of Nigeria. And I think that is wisdom. That is prudent spending. That is proper, governance. The God help all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Barrister Hassan Omolowo. We'll take a break here, and once we come back, the Conduit continues right here on 92.1 Vision FM. And not to forget, we're discussing strengthening and enhancing the management of asset recovery in Nigeria with focus on the Abacha loans. Stay with us.
They say Nigeria is too rich to be poor and too poor to be rich. Why has the country stagnated on the path towards development? Listen to The Conduit on Vision FM 92.1 Abuja every Thursday at 9 a.m. as we explore issues around illicit financial flows in Nigeria, government's regulatory and policy frameworks, and offer practical recommendations to addressing the economic problem. The Conduit is powered by the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, with support from Trust Africa.